Morning. Back here with Project 9, which we're calling the Geneva cam. And this is basically a cam that can go on a shaft and kind of create some interesting movement and things like that, some adjustability. But it's in millimeters. And you probably have some ideas about how you might start this, and that's good. Obviously, in this view, we're getting this as the front, and that's going to give us the most detail. This right side view is actually very helpful, though. When we look at how this kind of center bushing, which is attached to the cam, is in there, you can see that it's not perfectly symmetrical this time, right? It goes out 10 this way and then out 5 that way, plus the 5 that is actually the thickness. And so we got to be careful when it comes time to extrude that. But the rest of it you might have a pretty good idea about. I think that this is probably a pretty clear place to put the origin, right, in our front view again. And then what I like to do on a drawing like this is I'm going to draw the circles that I know, right? So I've got this one here, I've got this one here, and then I've got this kind of outer circle. So I'm just going to draw those three as solid lines. So I've got 25, 45, and 150. 25, 45, 150, all in the front view. I'll probably forget that, as you guys know. Turn my origin on. I'm already in my 1 through 20 folder here. I'm so sorry, excuse me. I'm going to create a sketch in the front view. I can see that I am in inches here. I want to switch that over to millimeters, and now it reminds me always that it is a good time to save this as well. We are doing Project 9, Geneva cam, and we'll throw a name on there. All right, and let's see, hit C on our keyboard, and we had 25, we had 45, and was it 150? Almost remembered everything. Yes, 150. All right, so there's kind of the start of this. I'm gonna do some shifting. Just kind of get these moved around so I can see what I got a little better. Oops. Alright. So our solid lines are in there. And I think what I'm going to start with is, let's do the slot first. So we have the kind of this straight out slot. And we know that this endpoint right here, so we have a radius of 6 on this arc, which means that from here to here is twice that number. So from this line to this line is 12, right? We've got a radius of 6, but we have that slot tool that makes things pretty easy. What we need, though, is we need to have the center point of the slot start right here at this circle, and so that's at 75. And then it doesn't really matter how far we extend this out, we just need it to be straight, so we don't want part of a curve in here. So it just has to go past this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it go out to this other construction circle out here. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to draw some circles as construction lines at 75 and 180. So we come back here, we're going to hit C on the keyboard. We're going to turn it to construction. And it was 75 and 180, but that didn't take, unless I hit the wrong number. See, I hit 18, I missed the 0. So I want to double click there, and we're going to make that 180. That's better. I'm going to toggle my construction line off right now, and as usual, I'm going to kind of move my dimensions around a bit. I want the 75 one moved to. Alright, now I've got these two construction lines, this circular construction line and this circular construction line. And I'm going to have my slot go right perfectly vertical from there to there. And so now I need a regular line construction. We're going to go, and it's not wanting to, so we'll just guess for now, okay? How do we want to do this? I guess I could show you this. This is a good time to show you how to do this. Okay, so let's go, we'll hit S on our keyboard, and that brings up the sketch shortcuts, and we're going to start to type point, P-O-I-N-T, all right? So now I've selected point, and basically what I can do is just place little dots that I can use as references. And I want one that's totally vertical from this, right? And then I want another one that's totally vertical. And so I want to make sure that those are in place. So now we're going to use constraints, and we're going to say, hey, I want you and you totally constrained vertically. And now I want you, this is all to the origin, totally constrained vertically. And so, again, that was a search on the keyboard to place a point. And now I can go back to my line, and it's a lot easier. I've got this construction, turned construction, and now I just go from point to point that I created. And I don't even have to dimension those lines because of how I did these circular construction lines. Okay, and so now what we can do is create our slots there. Or I guess one slot for now. So I hit create, go down to slot, and we're going to do center to center. And we're going to go here to here. And then remember, this is asking me, I think this is, if I remember, this is the diameter. So let's try 12. And yeah, that's the diameter. Good. We're just going to move that out there a little bit. And so that's what makes this a 6 radius. And so we're good there. Obviously, we won't need this extra, but it goes past there, past this outer circle straight, which is what we want. And then we'll just kind of ignore this half later on. And so that slot would be ready to make copies of eventually when we do that. And now we need to do this little curve here. And the center point for this radius, this arc, is at, it's a 30-degree radius. The center point starts on the outside construction line. But where we have to be careful is this construction line right here. They're 60 degrees apart, or half of that, they're 30 degrees off of this slot right here. And so let's go ahead and do that. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll leave that up there. We want to go back to Fusion, okay? And what we're going to do now is hit line and make this a construction line. Start at the origin, and we're going to take it out basically just anywhere on that outside construction line. And you can see right now that it is kind of this orange color, which means for a construction line that it's not defined. All right, so we need to do that, kind of constrain this. And so what we're going to do is hit D on the keyboard, and that takes us to the dimension tool. And we're going to dimension from that one we made to this other one right here. And now this is where we want to set our angle to 30 and enter. Okay, and then the depth of that's already set. And so now all we need to really do is we are going to create an arc. And let's do a center point arc. And we know that it's going to start, oh, I got my construction lines on. We know that it's going to start right there. And we know that it's going to be somewhere on that outside circle. And so then what we have to do, basically, is grab our dimension tool again and dimension this arc, and that's a radius of 30, if you remember back. And so now that's all set between this angle set here by degrees and this radius set here. We already had this center point found by making this construction line and this construction line. And so now what we're ready to do is start kind of making some copies here. And we are going to, let's do create circular pattern. All right, so which objects? We know we want this, 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 and this. And now this might be a good time to, maybe I would trim this. Let's cancel that first. And let's go to our trim tool up here. And let's just kind of cut this out. We can leave this, it doesn't matter. And this will just make it a little bit neater when we make our circular pattern here. So again, it asks us the objects. Now we'll do this and this. We'll take the arc and this arc. And this is what we want to make copies of. So the center point, easy enough. It's our origin. And let's see, we want to change that. I think we need 6 copies. So that's 4, 5, and 6. Let's make sure that that's correct. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we like 6. We'd want it fully all the way around. And so then we hit OK. And those are all black, which is what we like, fully defined. And we're good to go on that. And now I believe it's just time to do our extruding. Okay, and so the main body of this, kind of the outside portion, which would be this, all this area, that's just going to be 5, right? And so we'll do that one first. Let's go ahead and finish this sketch. We'll go to this isometric home view, hit E on the keyboard, and we'll select that surface. And we will go 5 millimeters out that way. All right. And now it becomes a little bit of more tricky, and this is something new that you'll learn, is kind of how to do this extrusion. And you could certainly do it 2 separate times, right? I could select it right here, it'd be on this plane, and I would take it out 15, and I could select it again and take it back 5. But there's a way to do that all at once, which is what I want to show you. And so let's wake that sketch back up, hit E for extrude. Now we want to do this surface. Okay, we've got some, ways to do this. And what we're going to do is a 2-sided extrusion. Okay. And so side 1, what I like to always do is I just kind of pull it out this way so that I know which one's which. I'm going to take that one extra far, just so that I know they're different. And then when I go over here, I know which one's which, because the 31 is obviously the one that's coming front, and then the 91 is going back. And so now if I look at this, the front one, I want to come this 5 and then 10 more. So that needs to come 15, I believe. So let's try that. Our 31, let's make that 15. And then our back one only needs to go 5, which is quite short, but we'll check that out. And we do want it both to join up. And so now we've done a 2-sided extrusion just off of one profile. And then we kind of drug those out, and then we set our exact depths by clicking the numbers. And then we hit OK. And let's hide this sketch so that it's not quite so busy. Let's also toggle our origin off. And let's take a look at how this looks. And if I look at it from the side view, I'd say that's pretty much exactly what we got going on here. So we that looks good. So let's get to a good home view. And now that's not the one I need bodies. If we take a look at this, we want this to be in brass. So we'll right click, physical material. And obviously metal, and we've done lots of brass. I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I'll just do the normal brass there. Okay. Close that. And this would be a time if you wanted it to look like what we have here, which is kind of like this green color. You could go back in, right click it, and change appearance. And in appearance, we messed with where we just painted it, but you can also steal the appearance of, something else. If you'd like any of these or anything in here, like the soften, things like that. And so you can kind of change that. I don't know, coatings. I don't know if I'm going to find a green one. I can kind of keep looking here. Iron, lead, nickel, palladium, platinum, silver, stainless steel, titanium. Yeah, that's going to work. What do we have for other? Base materials. Nah. So you guys can just play with it if you want. If you want to look for something more creative than what I am, I don't want to spend all day on this, I don't think. There's some cool options. You can do whatever you want on this. Air, I've never seen that one before. Is there any plastics that look that color? No, I don't want opaque. Textured, translucent, transparent. Nothing's jumping out at me. So I'm just going to leave it alone for now. But you can go in there and change the color to whatever you'd like. We are going to right click and bring up our properties. And then click off of that. This would be what you take your screenshot of. so that I can see your area and your mass and your volume and all that good stuff. And that's our video. Thank you.